Hey you guys! Put the glasses down. So today's video is going to be talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths. What we know so far. What we know is that Tom Mellings is coming back as Superman, and Roy Palmer is going to be Superman as well. And so bear with me, you guys. Bear with me. There is so much stuff to know that I had to get my computer out. Not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this, to be honest, and then we'll just talk about it as well. Okay, so this was from October 21st, 2019. I'll do some newer articles to elongate this video, because this is just too much information that I'm way behind on that I cannot just talk about. Like, yeah. So this one is just going to be talking about what we know, and then in the next video we'll do the photos. Okay. Crisis on Infinite Earths will be the most epic of the CW/DC Universe crossover events today. It will involve 5 different shows on the network, and it will take 2 months to complete its story. The first 3 hours of Crisis will unfold over episodes of Batwoman, Supergirl, and The Flash, and it will air in December. After a break, the storyline will conclude with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow in January. I remember that part. It is considered the most epic storyline in DC Comics history until they redefined the DCU in ways that were previously unheard of back in 1985. Many major heroes like The Flash and Supergirl were killed off, and many of them even stayed dead for years or true comics anonymously. It is a seminal moment in DC history, and now the CW plans to replicate it with a series of episodes that should carry huge ramifications for the multiverse going forward. I totally believe that. But just who and what can we expect from this ultimate DC television event? Which Arrowverse shows are involved in Crisis? We already know. Which is basically all of them. Unlike last year's crossover Elseworlds, which only crossed over The Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl, this year the whole gang is on board for the ride. That means Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, even Black Lightning, which thus far has not crossed over with any of the Arrowverse shows. However, while the character of Black Lightning will appear, his actual series won't be a part of the proceedings. Whoa. Didn't expect that. So this is the episode order. Supergirl on December 8th at 8 p.m. Batwoman on Monday, December 9th at 8 p.m. The Flash on Tuesday, December 10th at 8 p.m. Arrow on Tuesday, January 14th. DC Legends of Tomorrow on Tuesday, January 14th at 9 p.m. So that is the schedule we have for Crisis on Infinite Earths. As for the reactions, because I will definitely have to do reactions for these for you guys, you can expect the first 3 episodes throughout that week of them premiering. So, just, yes. Because I have a setup, I think, on how I'm going to do my reactions. You guys seen that how I did my trailer reaction? I want to have my camera set up like that, and you guys can just see the episode on the TV. You know? Okay. How closely will it stick to the comics? Apparently, it will only be loosely based on the original 12-part comic series by Marv Wolf and George Perez. This makes sense that the series essentially every character in the DC universe was very dense story-wise, and the CW shows don't have nearly that kind of access to all DC's phenomenon of characters. But one can expect to see the broad strokes of the comic, the Ancient being called the Monitor gathers heroes from across the multiverse to help defeat his brother, the Anti-Monitor. I am just so hyped for this. In the comics, the Anti-Monitor seeks to destroy and consume the many positive matter universes with his antimatter universe. All that still appears to be in play. Also, characters created specifically for Crisis like Pariah, played by Flash's Tom Cavanaugh, and Harbinger will be a part of the crossover. So a certain amount of hints to the comic should be expected. The ghostly hero, the Spectre, was also involved heavily in the original comic, and he'll be a part of the proceedings too, played by actor Stephen Lobo. Which guest stars can we expect? What seems to be the most heavily anticipated part of Crisis is how much is going to pull from all of DC Comics related media from the past several decades. Both Tom Welling and Erica Durance are reprising the roles from Smallville as Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Oh, I'm so hyped for that. I started Smallville and I stopped watching, I think, around season 4. I need to start it back up, but I have not. But I love it. I honestly love it. It's just a lot to catch up on. Because it's like, I think it was like 10 seasons, 12. Respectively. Brandon Wolfe, who will do double duty as Legends Ray Palmer, the Atom, and Superman from Superman Returns. His Superman will now be one reflecting the future we saw in DC Comics' Kingdom Come series, and CW semi-regulars like Tyler Hoechlin. I'm excited to see what all these people's parts will play in Crisis. Like, how would they be a part of it? You know? That's what I'm excited to see how that happens. Burt Ward is also coming on board, presumably as the older version of his Robin character from Batman 66. Kevin Conroy, who voiced the Dark Knight in Batman, the animated series will portray an older Bruce Wayne, and even the short-lived DC series Birds of Prey will be represented with Ashley Scott reprising her role as Huntress. Rumored by Deadline but not confirmed is the involvement of Lyndia Carter as some form of Wonder Woman. Robert Rule is also rumored to play Alexander Knox, the reporter from Tim Burton's 1989 Batman, firmly setting up those films as an official part of the DC multiverse. Oddly enough, no word yet on Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher playing Lois and Clark again. Despite both actors appearing in Supergirl in recent years, the characters from DC Universe's Titans are also rumored to cameo, and there are sure to be other surprises. I'm pretty sure there'll be so many surprises that they are trying to keep under wraps and not spoil and not yet leak, as I'm to say, not yet leak out to the public. Will the Flash die, and what about Green Arrow? Ever since the first season of The Flash, we've known that Barry Allen was set to Paris in a great crisis sometime in the future. Originally, that crisis was supposed to happen in 2024, but recent time shenanigans have pushed up the date to 2019. In the second episode of The Flash's 6th season, Barry got a glimpse of his own death in the future, which resembles how he dies, saving all reality in Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8. Given that his TV series is probably not going to end anytime soon, we expect Barry to get better if he does in fact kick the bucket. I feel like something will happen to Barry, and it's going to play out through the rest of the season after Crisis, and they're going to have to work to get him better, or like get him back or something, you know? As for Oliver Queen, Arrow is indeed officially ending bittersweet with this season. So if we were to venture a guess, we think that Green Arrow will actually be the hero to sacrifice himself for the good of reality. After all, he doesn't have a show to come back to next year. And for this crossover to remain true to his spirit, to the original comic, there'll need to be some big noble deaths. Will Crisis consolidate the CW multiverse? Unknown, in Arrow, we've already seen the destruction of Earth 2 early in Season 8, echoing the destruction of Earth 3 in the original Crisis comic. In the comics, many of the better-known DC Earths were ultimately destroyed and then consolidated into one world. We could see the Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Batwoman's home base of Earth 1 combining with Supergirl's Earth 38 into a singular world. However, we highly doubt the entire multiverse is out of the picture, because Black Lightning works best as his own Earth, as does Titans. One thing is for sure though, just like in the comics, the CW's Crisis will eat the tagline. Words will live, worlds Worlds will live, worlds will die, and nothing will ever be the same. So, we have so many information, you guys. Like, it is insane. We'll learn more about Barry's mysterious disappearance in the future. In the Flash pilot, a headline from the future, the year 2024 to be exact, revealed that the Flash vanishes in a crisis, which we know now to be Crisis on Infinite Earths. In the season 6 premiere, the Monitor appeared to Barry in much the same way he appeared to Oliver to reveal that he would not survive the coming crisis. And to save billions of lives, the Flash must die. This warning is in line with the tease from the Flash. We know about Brandon Routh, who will shoot up as Batman, as Superman. We will meet a ton of new characters, which I do expect that, and I kind of expected that, to meet characters and stuff like that as well. Meanwhile, offiemariee Anderson will also take on a role. Though she's played Diggle's wife Lyra for the past 7 seasons on air, Anderson will now be suiting up as Hal Bincher. In a crossover, canonically, the character has worked as the Monitor's ally, assisting him in identifying and grooming both villains and heroes to combat the upcoming crisis. The Harbinger will be the one to bring everyone together. A ton of old characters will return too. Entertainment Weekly revealed that Elizabeth Tulloch will return as Lois Lane, who was introduced in last year's crossover Elseworlds. Not only that, but we'll also apparently meet the child she has with Superman. I'm excited for that. Even though it's gonna be a baby, but it's still fucking cute. Jonah Hex, Jonathan Sarek, the disfigured gunslinger from DC's Legend of Tomorrow, will also return for the crossover event per Entertainment Weekly. And John Wesley Shipp will be back too, though we don't know who Shipp will appear as. He's played a total of 3 characters so far in the Arrowverse: Henry Allen, Jay Garrick, and his original Barry Allen from the 90s TV show, and TV Insider has confirmed that he'll be back for another cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths. There will probably be more Batwoman and Supergirl scenes. Oh, I love that. I want that. One of the most empowering moments of the 2018 crossover was the team up between Batwoman and Supergirl. Ruby Rose revealed during the Batwoman panel at the Television Critics Association Summer Press Tour that there will be more of those scenes in Crisis. I do believe there will be more of that. Rose said before getting the watch it signal from the show's executive producers they could potentially do more work together in the crossovers. It's practically just a Superman crossover. As if it wasn't cool enough that Ruth Holson and Riley will be all suiting up Superman for Crisis on Infinite Earths. It also appears as if multiple Supermans will be sharing some screen time. Taylor and Ruth have both posted photos to Instagram of the Superman together, which is enough to get us speculating about how the 3 men still will interact with one another. Iris West and Lois Lane will likely stay on the screen to talk about the reporter team-up of the century. Candace Patton posted a photo of her and Tulloch in character as Iris West Allen and Lois Lane for the set of the crossover, implying that Iris and Lois might in fact get to share their screen in Crisis on Infinite Earths. For DC comic fans, this is a momentous event in the Arrowverse. When asked directly whether these 2 leading ladies would get to meet in the crossover, the Flash showrunner Eric Wallace was evasive, saying, "I'm not going to answer that, but I think you know the answer. I'm not saying a word. Take that as you will." I really want that. That would be pretty epic. I feel like, I don't know how it would go, but I'm interested in seeing how that would play out. The first photos have arrived, and that's where we're going to end this video, because I think it's already getting long enough. But yes, I'm excited for all the Supermans, all the Lois Lanes, what scenes we'll get, how everything's gonna play out. I'm excited to see Tom Welling as Superman again, and how everybody plays out as these characters and such. I'm just super duper excited, and I'm excited to see, you know, what happens, how everything plays out. I know I keep saying that in all my videos, but I don't really know what else to say because I'm still learning more and more about the DC universe and the MCU and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this. I will try to get better at these videos, I promise. Yes, that's what we know so far. I'm pretty stoked, so I'm super duper excited. So stay tuned for a lot more content, and hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. Sayonara.